We're now moving on to the Group 3 biscuit making varieties, and at the top here we have two popular varieties, Invicta and also Scout. So both these varieties are well established. Of the two, Invicta has the higher yield at 101%, and it also has a medium rating for distilling, which might make it useful for the north. It can, however, be slightly late in ripening, which is a characteristic which would be less acceptable for the north. As far as its disease resistance is concerned, it has good resistance to yellow rust. Another good point about the variety, it has good resistance to sprouting, and that's a positive characteristic for the north. Scout is also a popular variety. It's also popular with the millers, and it's a variety which gives you similar sort of quality as the more established variety Clare does. It's stiff-strawed and has good resistance to yellow rust and brown rust and also eye spot. So agronomically it looks an interesting variety. So if you're looking in effect for a replacement for Clare, then this has the quality characteristics which the market will probably be looking for. KWS Target is another Group 3 variety. It's rated poor for distilling, so it will be less acceptable for the north. As far as ripening is concerned, it's a reasonably early variety. We do need to watch though for mildew and brown rust, but it does have good resistance to yellow rust and is also resistant to orange wheat blossom midge. Tuxedo, another Group 3 variety. It produces high Hagberg falling numbers but potentially low specific weights. It has a good agronomic package with good yellow rust and brown rust resistance. So far there's only small quantities being seen by the market as far as its quality characteristics are concerned. Cocoon is a Group 3 variety which is for the east-west region. It's late and it's also tall and relatively weak-strawed. So it's a variety which needs care and attention as far as its agronomy is concerned. It is, however, high yielding and it has good resistance to yellow rust and brown rust. Again, currently only small volumes have been seen as far as the quality market is concerned. Finally, we have Clare, which has been on the market for a number of years. So it's a variety which the market understand the quality characteristics, but it's become outclassed on the yield and also is more susceptible to diseases. This variety, for example, is now 7% lower yielding than some of the other varieties, so agronomically it would be better to look for some of the other newer varieties as a replacement for Clare.
KWS Croft was added to the list this year as a Group 3 variety. It's the highest yielding variety in the Group 3 list, and it does have good resistance to yellow rust, and it has resistance to orange wheat blossom midge resistance. The only problem with Croft is it does have medium lodging resistance, so if you're in a position where lodging is a perennial problem for you, you need to take care with this particular variety.
We also have KWS Rowan, which is a candidate. This has some interesting characteristics. It has a good yield and is stiff-strawed, but it can be susceptible to yellow rust, so it's wait and see.
Monterey and Delphi are two new Group 3 varieties from Sonova. Monterey has good specific weights and has resistance to orange wheat blossom midge and has done particularly well in the north region, although it's not suited for distilling. Delphi has a similar yield to Monterey and has good resistance to yellow rust and has orange wheat blossom midge resistance. But it's got a rather moderate specific weight and is susceptible to eye spot.
Weaver is a candidate variety. It has a high yield, but we do find that it is actually weak-strawed, so it's wait and see.